So welcome back. In this video let me see about what is loop concept. So for this let's create one more class, a class file loop concept. Click the checkbox for main method, click finish. So we doesn't need this command line, let's delete this. Okay, let's see what is loop concept. So loop concept means, for example, if we need to do any of the operation for a 10 times or 100 times, that is called as a loop concept. For example, if I need to print number 1 to 10, so how we can able to do that? So sysout system.out.println, within the double quote I can able to write 1. Let's copy this line and paste 5 times. So by this method also we can able to print 1 2 3 4 5 in this output. So 1 2 3 4 5, but this is not a good way and it will take more effort to do this. So let's comment it out, this line. So in Java there are 3 loops available. One is for loop, second one is while loop, third one is do while. So let's see what is while loop. So for while loop, if I need to print a same number 1 to 10, I need to do like print 1 to 10. So for this, first we have to initialize one variable, int I equal to 1. After that we need to write while. So within that we need to write one condition. I need to repeat this step for 10 times. So I needs to be less than or equal to 10. Why I am writing less than or equal to? If I mention only less than 10, then it will print 1 to 9, because this condition won't satisfy for 10. So if any of a line need to be iterated, then we need to mention equal to, which means it will print 1 to 10. So open the curly braces, within that write print method. So here let me print I. So if we do like this, then it will print 1 1 1 1 and it won't get stopped, because we haven't mentioned anything to stop this execution. Let's see that. It won't get terminated. See, still it's going, still it's printing 1 1 1. Say we are calling as a infinite loop. So if it doesn't mention any condition to terminate, to end this loop, then it is called as a infinite. So let's terminate this. So we need to mention I equal to I plus 1. So why we have mentioning as I equal to I plus 1? Then this I will get increment each and every time. So once this I is reached 10, it till that we can able to print I. So once it reaches more than 10, then this while loop condition will get false, then it will come out of this loop. Did you get understand? So let I run this as well. So if you could see in console, it just print only 1 to 10. Previously, before initializing this I equal to I plus 1, it will just print 1 at an infinite time. It doesn't have any end there. So we are by declaring I equal to I plus 1, we are trying to end this loop. So always a condition needs to end at some point, or else this execution won't get stopped. So here I equal to 1, right? This is called as initialization. This is called as condition. And here we are using for incrementing or decrementing the initialization. So now we just try to print 1 to 10, right? We can also able to print 10 to 1. For example, here I have mentioned I equal to 10. Instead of less than 1, if I mention greater than I should always be greater than or equal to 1. So in that case, it will first I equal to 10. So it will come to this for loop. So I is greater than or equal to 1. So condition is true. Then it will come to this loop and it will try to print 1. Then we have to mention, instead of I plus 1, we need to mention I equal to I minus 1. So then it will reduce the value by 1. So now value of I is 9. So now it will come to this loop again. So in this loop, 9 is greater than or equal to 1. Condition is true. Then it will try to print the value of I. Then it will come here. So 9 minus 1, 8. So now I equal to 8. So then it will go back to this while loop. So now it will check the condition. 8 is greater than or 1. So till this loop it will continue till 1. So 1 is greater than or equal to 1. Condition is true. Then it will print 1. Then it will come here. I equal to I minus 1. Now I value is 1. 1 minus 1, 0. So now it will come at here. Now it will check whether I equal to greater than or equal to 1. Now I value is 0, right? So 0 is greater than or equal to 1. So then now the condition will get failed. So it won't get into this loop. It will come out of this loop. So this is how this loop concept will get printed. Same for the increment and decrement. So now it has printed from 10 to 1. Previously we have tried to print 1 to 10. Now we have tried to print 10 to 1. There is a next loop concept is for. For same thing, if we need to print any value, for example, so now I am getting an error here. Why? Because I have already initialized the value int I equal to 10. Instead of I, if I mention j, it won't get an error. So we can't able to initialize a same variable 2 times in the class. So or else, instead of initializing, if we already have initialized, right, I equal to 10. So if I need to reuse the same variable, then remove this int. and make it as I. So now we are reinitializing I value for I. So now I equal to 1. So now it will check the condition and it will try to print. So try to print the line I. So it will print 1 to 10. So the syntax for loop is, first we need to initialize. Followed with semicolon. Then we need to write condition. Then we need to do increment or decrement. So here we have initialized before the loop, before the while, and during while we have written the condition. So within this while loop we have mentioned the increment and decrement, but for while loop we have to mention everything in this same line. So we have to initialize, we have to write condition, we have to increment or decrement. So this is the condition, sorry, this is the syntax for loop. To see the difference, so here I'm just decrementing. So from 10 to 1 I'm just printing. Here I'm just printing 1 to 10. Let's see that. See here for while loop I'm just printing 10 to 1. In for loop I'm just printing 1 to 10. So if I need to print 10 to 1, I need to mention as, instead of 1 I need to mention 10. Instead of less than I need to mention greater than. In place of 10 I need to mention 1. Instead of increment I need to do as a decrement. So if we done like that, we can do the same operation whatever we have done in while loop. The next one. So what is I equal to I? What is I plus plus? I plus plus means I equal to I plus 1. So when it come at here, so whatever we have done it right, I equal to I minus 1 or I equal to I plus 1. The same operation will do in I plus plus. So if I write I minus minus, then it means like I equal to I minus 1. We can either we can mention like this or we can mention like this. For example, instead of I plus plus, I can also mention like I equal to I plus 1. It won't throw any error. It will do the same operation what as done in I plus plus. See, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So it will do the same thing. So third concept is do while. So do while is slightly different than for loop and while loop. So first we need to write do and we need to open the curly braces. At the end of the curly braces we need to write a condition while. So within that while we need to do. So here the future in do while is it will at least one time this while loop will get executed. For example, here I have mentioned 10, right? Instead of 10, if I mention as a 0, then what it will do? So during the time of while it will check the condition, right? I equal to 0. So I is greater than or equal to 1. So the condition is false. So it won't try to print any sys out at that time. So instead of 1, if I mention 11, so now I equal to 11. 11 is less than or equal to 10. So condition is false, so it won't try to print this. Let I show you. It won't print anything. See, it doesn't print anything. It just print only this result. It doesn't print any number in for loop and while loop. So in do while it has one feature. It will try to print only once, one execution. It will execute at least one time. Mostly we won't use this do while, but just know the concept. So I'm just trying to print same 1 to 10. So now I am trying to initialize the value int I equal to 0. Let I use the same conditions in do while also. Here it doesn't print any value, right? But here it will print I equal to 0. Within these two, I will remove this int because I have already initialized the I in line number 22. So I am just replacing the value for I. So in line number 43 I am just trying to print the I. In while I am just trying to write a condition. Condition is I should be greater than or equal to 1, and at the end of this condition you need to mention semicolon. So this is the syntax for that. So for do while we need to initialize first, then within do we need to write our statement. At the end of the curly braces we need to write the condition. So it will try to execute the statement, then only it will try to validate the condition. But in this do loop, first it will try to validate the condition, then it will try to print the statement. Here it will print the statement, then only it will try to validate the condition. So let's see. Value of I equal to 0. It has tried to print this line, right? But it doesn't went for the second iteration, because when it try to come at here I equal to 0 and it is greater than or equal to 0, so the condition it becomes false, so then it won't try to do it again, so it will come out of this loop. Instead of this, if I mention I equal to 1 and I needs to be less than or equal to 10. If I write this, it also will behave like as a loop, infinite loop, because it doesn't increment I, so always I equal to 1. So and the condition is always true. Always I equal to 1 means I always less than 10, right? So it always try to do in a loop. So it will try to print the condition, print the statement, and it will come at here and it will try to check the condition. So it true and it go back again within this do, and it will try to print, then it will come here and here again the condition is true, then it will print the statement. So to end this loop we need to write increment. So I equal to I plus 1, we need to write it like this, then only it will try to print till 10. So we are incrementing. After printing the statement we are trying to increment. So now I equal to 2, so it will come at here. So 2 is less than 10, yes, true, till it will increment 10. So 10 will, after 9 we are incrementing I, right? So now I equal to 10. So 10 is less than or equal to 10, condition is true, then it will try to print. After that it will try to increment again. So 10 plus 1 11. 11 is less than or equal to 10, condition false. So it will end this loop. Let I run this. See, value of I equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So this is how the do while loop will function. The disadvantage in do while and while is it will generate infinite loop if it doesn't give increment or decrement. So this is for loop and while loop, do while loop. So the next concept is I have mentioned right here I equal to I plus plus means. So there is few more things also in increment and decrement. So we call this as post increment. We will call it as a pre increment. Post decrease, pre decrease. So let's see these four things with an example. Int m equal to m equal to 1 and int n equal to m plus plus. So what it will do? So if I try to print m and other line n, so now we are initializing m. So if for the value of m is 1. So in line number 59 we are initializing n. The n value is m plus plus, which means first what it will do is first m equal to n. So it will initialize n equal to m. So value of n is 1. After that it will do increment. So m equal to m plus 1. So which means now the m value is 2. What it means here, in this line we are initializing m equal to 1. So value of m is 1. In line number 2, first what it will do is, for m plus plus means it is post increment. So first it will initialize the value of m to n. So here value of n is 1. Why? Because value of m is 1. So after initializing the n, what it will do? It will do increment the m. Then it will increment the m. So m plus plus means m equal to m plus 1. So already m equal to 1. So now we are adding plus 1. So now m value is 2. So if you try to print this, value of m is 2, n is 1. See, value of m is 2 and n is 1. So it will print it like this. If I mention n again, I'm telling, like, if I mention n equal to m plus plus means first it will initialize, then only it will try to increment the m. If I mention m plus plus before, for example, here I am just mentioning m plus plus. It is for what? It is for pre-increment. So first it will do increment, then only it will assign to n. So now the value of m is 2. Then it will initialize to n. So now m value is 2. Now the 2 is initialized to n. So now it will print as both the value is 2. See, let us show with an example, like let's keep it. Then E is 2. So 2, 1. Why? Because here m is 2, n is 1. So it is printing 2, 1. Now here it is printing both 2, 2. Why? Because it has incremented first, then only it is trying to initialize. See, plus plus 1 and I plus plus both things are same, but when you will see the differences when you try to initialize this here. Same thing for post decrement. I am removing this int here. Instead of using a new variable, I am just using the existing one. So here we are initializing m equal to 1 and n equal to m minus minus, which means first we are initializing n equal to m, then we are decrementing the m. So after you are decrementing m equal to m minus 1, so m is 0. So during time of printing it will print 0, here it will print 1. So here also it is for post decrement. So d equal to 1, then it will come to this 85th line. So here e equal to minus minus d, which means first it will decrement this d. So once it decrement, the d value is 0, then we are initializing e equal to 0. So this is how this increment and decrement will work. I plus plus, I minus minus, plus plus I plus minus minus I. So this is how it will work. Let's see in next video. Thank you.